Den of Thieves Pantera, which was referred to as Den of Thieves 2 Pantera and all the promotional material, is the first big release of 2025, and it continues the story that was first released in the 2018 movie Den of Thieves. And this is it's a pretty decent movie. It is a little short on some of the action that I think people will really want to see. There is a fairly big, I'm going to say this, and this may be a little spoiler, so just know, there's kind of a big heist scene in the middle that takes up a good portion of the film, but it's more intense than it is like action-packed. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, it's just not, again, like a lot of the action that people might be wanting to see. There is a lot going on in this movie. It clocks in at almost 2.5 hours, and this is one of these things you really just need to try and drink very little. Try not to get up and go to the bathroom, because you're going to miss something, and by the time you get back, you might be a little confused later on in the movie. So a lot of moving parts, and I think that's another issue. There's so much going on. There's so much packed in this movie that there were points that it just seemed to drag a little bit. Like, this is a movie you can tell it's 2.5 hours almost. And again, not a horrible movie, but I think maybe they could have shortened it up in places and tightened it up a little bit more, and it wouldn't obviously had that feel to it. Now, to me, this is one of Gerard Butler's better films in a while. He's not a bad actor, just some of the films he's done recently have not been that good. So I do think this one is a good solid start to 2025. It's not going to be remembered at the end of the year when it comes to awards, but I think it's a nice solid start, nice solid beginning. I talked to somebody else who had seen the first one, and they said a lot of the same things I did. They did like this one, but they felt it was a little long and things like that. But if you're interested in seeing it, certainly catch it. I think it's worth your time. Maybe go to the matinee instead of the evening shows. I'm going to give Den of Thieves Pantera 3.5 out of 5 stars.